Good morning. Welcome back. It's not morning, it's middle of the afternoon. I split today into 2 days, so it's Monday when you're seeing this, but Saturday afternoon here, we're gonna go replant some corn. I borrowed my buddy's 4230 tractor here. We've got a 6-row, 7,000 corn planter, and we're gonna patch in a few spots. I don't know how many acres we're gonna do. I'd be shocked if it's more than 10 total, but we've got a few pockets where some water sat. We had some drowned out stuff, and I thought, let's fill it in. It's May 31st, we got time, it's all right. Something is better than nothing in those spots, so let's go and do it. We need some seed. I happen to have some leftover seed and what I just cleaned out of, that planter. So we're gonna throw in the open stuff first. I don't know how much to put in, that's the problem. I don't want a bag in every row, that's too much. We might take a few bags with us just so we can add more as needed. This tractor is quite loud, so we won't be just running it for very long. I'm gonna put my earbuds in anyway. We put in probably 3 bags worth of seed, and we're going to, or I got 3 more bags in the tanks. I should be plenty for what I need to do, but we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different fields I want to do in little pieces, I guess. Something like that. Well, let's get started over here. This is a field that I side dressed yesterday. And back over there we have low ground that the water sat in and drowned it out a fair bit of it. It's a big blank spot. That's the thing, we're not patching in thin stands here, we're patching in 0 stands. So, we'll see how this goes, how it works. Just running our little 6-row. I have the markers locked up because I think I can follow the old corn rows well enough to not need them. However, the tires on this tractor are set out wide. He uses it for haying, and so he's got them set out wide to be able to go over the windrows easier, so they don't exactly drive down the corn rows. They don't match, which makes this a little bit more challenging. But we'll do our best. Like I said, we're not doing very much, so it's not a big deal. I could patch in some in this corner here, I suppose, but it's still pretty wet right there. Well, here we go. My combine guy is gonna hate me this fall, but it is okay. We got no auto steer, barely keep her on the roads. Gonna need a thumbnail here, aren't we? All right, well, we're doing it. So you can kind of see there's a big circle right here until we get up to the edge there. Goes around that way, and there's some corn over there, but it's really thin, and then it gets better as you move off to that direction. So we're filling in this circle. I bet it's an acre and a half by the time we're done. I don't know, we'll see. And there's a few plants here, but not very many. So we're trying to keep it right on the old rows, which is between the anhydrous rows that we made yesterday. So you'll notice there's already rows out here. Well, that's where we put the anhydrous, but that's between the old corn rows. See right here, we've got a plant. Right there, we've got one down there, but they're not. It's obviously we don't have a good enough stand here. So we're trying to plant right on them. We are basically. Let's make sure we're putting seed in where we want it. Now, where is the seed? Shouldn't be that deep. Come on. Did I miss one? We're right behind the row there. That's an old one. So that's the old plant that died. Where's the new seed? Right there. Okay, I kind of flicked him out of his home there, or where it was actually planted. So we're off by about 2 inches, but for hand driving, that's not too bad. There we go. There's a seed. Depth is decent. There is some dry dirt there, which for is being the flooded area that drowned it out, it's surprising that it's that dry, but it is. But I'm pretty happy with what we're doing. Like I said, we're just trying to patch this in a little bit. If we can get anything to grow here, it's a bonus. So we'll keep her moving and see how much we need to do and how far we've got to drive to make it all happen. But yeah, see how the tires should be in here right on this anhydrous line, but they're not. They're kind of right on the edge of where the row is going to be, which makes this a little bit difficult, especially to get through the rows to get to where the holes are, because we can't fit down the rows very good. Yeah, that tire is in front of that row back there. I don't love that, but we're replanting 5 acres. This planter is running a Precision 2020 monitor. It's a Gen 2. Yeah, and it's working really well. This guy's the precision dealer for me, and where I get my stuff. And so he's got his planter pretty well decked out with precision meters, row cleaners, clean sweeps. He's got furrow jets on here. The whole 9 yards. So yeah, it's working. We did 1.4 acres there, so good enough for that field. It was really just that one spot. It did just a little bit on some ends along that wet spot, but fill in all of it. I want to go up to the irrigated field and do those one little set of end rows, and then over to the field that I side dressed earlier today and fill in a bunch of pockets over there. Those are both a long ways away though, and apparently I forgot when I left that I have a graduation party to go to tonight with my wife, so I don't know if I have time to do that tonight, so this might be a after church tomorrow project. Yeah, kind of what I'm thinking. We'll pick this up tomorrow if that's the case. Waiting to hear what time we've got to go. It's about 4:30 now, so I think I've got time. We need an hour or two to run into these other fields. Trying to think if there's anything else close here that could use a spot in or not. Don't really think that there is. Probably good, except for the front. Got back from the graduation party. It's too late to go finish doing the replant that I want to do tonight. So instead of doing that, I'm going to plant some more sweet corn. And we need to go 40-20 in our S time and work up the ground where I need to plant stuff, because I turned on it with the anhydrous applicator the other day. So now it's rough and hard where I want to use the push planter. We're gonna work it out. So I already did this a few weeks ago, and it's really not that bad, but we've got all these tracks for me turning and stuff. I'm gonna do it again. We're not gonna plant this much sweet corn, but I should be done driving on this, so hopefully my third planting I can just come right through this. I put anhydrous on through it, so it's got nitrogen. And there's the pumpkins up there, so go through this once or twice, get it loosened up nice so we can push plant it. Good enough. Go back and get my planter. Hard to push the planter and film at the same time, but it's done. So we plant it from here to that white flag. Here's planting 1. Came up and looks good. These are a small seed, and they're getting planted a little thick. A little too thick. Lots of doubles. Our singulation doesn't work so good. Quadruples there. It'll be fine. It's fine. Well, the rain's been running for a few hours now. I decided I'd better come back up and just take a look, make sure everything still looks right and is going good. You can see how much we've covered here if we look at the app. Working on, looks like the 6th, 7th run number 7. Yep, that's it. It's just about to the end here. And just wanted to see what things are looking like. Still putting water pretty much right on the rows. I like that. Looks good. Everything seems okay right here. I mean, it's right on those rows. That's awesome. Cool, cool, cool. You can walk over here and you can see the water has soaked in on these previous passes. All looks like it's supposed to. This is awesome. So this is where we were earlier. So here's the first row that got watered. The rest of this will get watered later, but so, you know, when we were here this morning, or earlier this afternoon, I guess it was, this is what it was watering. And all that water's pretty well soaked in. Oh, we're making our turn here. Not turn, reverse. Switching directions. Oh, it's so cool. All right, well, after just watching everything and checking stuff here a little bit, everything looks good. Our tires, I don't know, we checked them, but we need to check them again. Make sure that we've got enough air pressure. You can see it bead flexing a little bit around the rim. Now, I know that we're going to try and run as low a pressure in them as we can from a compaction standpoint and let them flex. They're radial tires, but I don't want tire issues. So you see how the gap and around the bead changes as it goes around the bottom there? That seems like that might be a problem. So we're gonna get some air up here, my little portable air compressor, and I might have to put a little more in them. I think they're all right, but yeah, they're gonna flex for a long time here. Anyway, everything else looks really good. Reel's working, hose is laying out, it's moving along, it's doing what it's supposed to do. We'll come back tomorrow, it'll be clear on the north side of the field. I'm sure if you haven't seen this run for me, you've got all kinds of questions. You can leave them in the comments. There will be lots and lots of videos on this all summer, I'm sure. But yeah, it's doing what it's supposed to do. I did want to touch on one comment that I got on yesterday's video about why we're watering now. You know, there's an idea in the ag world, when you're growing corn, that you if you have a really wet spring and then you get dry late in the summer, you're going to have issues with your corn because the corn didn't develop a root system. Basically, it had plenty of moisture right shallow in the soil surface when it was young, and so it just put roots to there. They didn't grow down deep into the soil profile because it never got dry. It didn't have to chase that moisture down deeper into the soil. I don't know. Maybe that's true, but I'm not concerned about our roots getting deep here. Like, they're gonna make it. They're gonna get deep no matter what. This is relatively sandy soil on 2/3 of this field, and the roots are gonna go where they need to go. I don't want my corn to have a bad day. And so while we're not dry and it's 65 degrees today, come Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, when it's 80 to 90 degrees and sunny and we haven't had rain in over a week, it's gonna start feeling dry. And I want to be ahead of it. I do not want to fall behind. That is the problem with that machine, is that it takes me 6 days to cover this field. And I cannot fall behind. If we get to the point where our corn is curling and stressed, it's too late. We're already losing yield, and so we have to stay ahead of it here. So part of it was I just wanted to make sure everything was going to work right. Part of it is it's not wet. We're not wet anymore. And this irrigation I'm going to run, instead of only when it's dry, we're going to run it when it's not wet anymore. And we're not wet, so we're going to run it. So that's where we're at with it. That's why that's why we're starting it up today, because I want to get ahead of any dry weather and make sure that our corn has the best possible chance to yield as much as possible. My operating costs, like I said, are very low at this point. Why? Why do you do that?
We have to open them both. We can't just.
And so we can run this thing for almost, I'm not gonna say no cost, but it's burning very little diesel fuel to move the machine itself, and then we're paying the electric rates off of the pole, the power pole there and stuff. But we essentially, when we put that pole and meter and everything in, they reduced the rate that we had to pay up front because we were going to offset it with the electrical charges over the next 3 years, and we kind of got to use that electricity up and pay for that. Otherwise, I think we got to maybe pay back some of the initial investment anyway. So we might as well use the electricity and pump some water. Afternoon again, Sunday afternoon here on the farm. Beautiful day, high 60s, sunny, just gorgeous. We're gonna go finish up our replanting. This is a total waste of time. I totally feel like I'm wasting my time, but it's okay. We'll be fine. We're gonna head up to the irrigated field, piece in that one set of end rows that was pretty bad, and then we've got the field that we side dressed yesterday morning that was also in rough shape. Well, we made it up here, so we're piecing in this corner, and then there was a spot over there that I just totally missed with the planter. I think my vacuum wasn't engaged or something. So I'm going to fill that into planter's plant. We're doing our thing. It's not going to add up to a lot of acres. Might have to go out and check on the rain machine too, since we're here. Everything's running well out here. Just came out to look at it. We're still putting that water right on the rows. Look at that. That is a beautiful thing. She's pretty cool. So our riser, try not to get wet here. We'll stand over here. Our riser is where are we at? Right over there. From the first pass that this machine made to the far end of the field is 50 acres. We're past the edge of the trees here. I don't know how many more passes it's got to go, 5 or 6 maybe. And so we've covered probably 35 to 40 acres, 30 to 35 acres maybe in the first day, 24 hours. I'd have to do some math to figure out what it's actually doing, but that would be my guess just based on where we're at in the field. So everything's going good. It's moving along. I've had to do nothing to it. I've got no error codes. I've got no problems or anything since we turned it on first time for the year. Can't ask for much more than that. All right, we've made it to our last field that we're going to do some replanting in. This is the one I side dressed yesterday morning, where there was a bunch of different pockets that are drowned out. Starting with this one right here. So we're kind of filling in gaps. It is way harder to film while you have to drive, keep it on the roads with no auto steer. That makes this way more difficult. So that's why I don't show you guys a ton. But yeah, we're just trying to fill in the spots where there's no corn. Maybe you can hang out there for a minute. Pretty tight turns. have done about 6 different spots in this field. There might be one more up here. We're going to try and just kind of drive that way as we go out. Most of this corn that we're running over here is going to come back. It's still small enough that it will grow back, so I'm not too worried about that. But I think that's it. 3.3, that's how many acres we have replanted. 3.3. It was not worth it. Not worth it, but it's done. All right, we are done with this here. I'm gonna take my bags of seed that I was carrying around out of these row units, put them away. I'm not gonna empty the row units right now because he's gonna want the meters taken off when I get it back to him, and it's easier to take the boxes off once, dump them out, and take the meters off, than to take them off and dump them out now, put them back on, then take them back off and take the meters off when we get it back to him. Forgot to wrap this one up. Sorry for that. But yeah, I don't know who decided to call those cabs sound guard cabs. It wasn't guarding against much sound. Let's just put it that way. Of course, being straight piped didn't help. But yeah, 3.5 or 3.3 or 4 acres, whatever it was that we replanted there. Maybe we're going to get 150 bushel corn in those spots. I mean, we're looking at 500 bushels of corn, maybe. So maybe it was worth it, but it just, like, it wasn't as bad as I thought. The acres didn't add up to as much as I thought they were going to be. I probably didn't need to do that. Didn't hurt anything, so it's fine. But yeah, that's done. So tomorrow, I'm probably going to clean up some empty boxes, and we'll go check on the rain and stuff. I'm kind of blowing up on TikTok right now, so if you're not following me over there, go check it out. And we'll see you guys in the morning. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Leave your questions and comments down below. We'll see you in the morning.